Welcome back for part 2 of The Elephant in the Room, the link between music, the Black church, and suffering. Join Quamon Fowler as he continues to expound upon a thought-provoking discussion about the intricate relationship between music, spirituality, and the price of true artistic expression. Now, without further ado, here's Q once again.
All right, so even to tie it into myself, like, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, I'm a saxophonist, jazz, guy, and all of that, write music, all of that. And the thing that's interesting, the promoter, the guy I was talking to and the drummer, they were just going on and on about me and how much even Curtis Fuller talked about me and everything. And the thing he was saying, he's like, man, because Quamon, like, you got so much spirit. Like, your spirituality is so strong and it comes through your music. I was like, yeah, that's right. Because of how my convictions, what I believe. But not just that, it's because I suffer. I had to suffer. You ask, like, Quamon, how you had to suffer? Well, I'm visually impaired. And this is very key. Visually impaired. So that means I have to see things, I have to have things bigger or, get close to see things. And of course, I use my Mac, so I'm able to blow stuff up and get stuff done. And if you want to get more into that, go and get the book, The Christian Musician. Learn what your real gift is and how to succeed with and beyond your music. You can check that out. So, but anyway, what I'm saying is, I was praying for God to deliver me, help my eyesight and everything like that, having challenges. And so my mom pointed me to the scripture. To set it up, this was Paul writing, and then he asked God 3 times to remove a thorn that he had in his flesh. And some scholars believe he had a sight problem or something. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, the reply was, "For my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." And then Paul was like, "Therefore I boast gladly in my infirmities, for the power of Christ to rest upon me." So it's like, in your suffering, you get humbled. You trust God. You're broken. You're not lifted up in pride. And then when you have that heart and spirit, God can use you. He can speak to you, because you have to rely on him. You can't do it with your own strength. And in that point, the Spirit of God, the power of Christ can rest upon you. So the music that you create, the messages that you share, the words that you speak has the Spirit of God, has that power in it. And here's another thing that's very interesting. The gifts and callings of God are without repentance, meaning you can get it and have it, and you can even see it on people that got it, but they're not submitting themselves to the Lordship of Jesus Christ. It's people who got it, but they're not using it for God's glory. And what the devil does is make merchandise of it. How many times have y'all seen now the church bump, showing up in so many aspects of the church music and aesthetics, like, in the world, and like, it's not used in a sacred context. But the thing that's very interesting, it comes from our culture. It comes from things that in the beginning, like, they had those, prayer services where they were really digging in, tarrying services. They were really seeking God, our ancestors praying for the next generation, for us. And for all of those things to be trivialized now, for even young people not even understand where it came from, or people outside of our ethnicity, not even get it and understand. They just know that it's something cool and there's something about it that's soulful. But they don't know the source. They don't know the roots, where that comes from, you know what I'm saying? But we have to educate people. I have to educate people because the devil comes not but to steal, kill, and destroy. He was one of the first ones created by God, but what he did was he took his own ability and he took that and deceived a third of the angels and got kicked out of heaven. And now he's using his ability and his influence to influence people all over the world. It's really deep. It's a lot to unpack, but I had to talk about that. So the takeaway, what I choose to with my influence in music, I want God to get glory from it. I can't disconnect from him. I have to give people the truth and the source. But in me doing that, I have to suffer because people don't want to have a relationship with God. They just want to live life and do what they want to do with it. But you're going to always come back to the source and needing him because the source is respected. You know what I'm saying? The truth is respected. People know the real when they hear it. You know, when they see it, they know it's real, even if they know in themselves they could never do what it takes to get it because they're not willing to sacrifice what they have to sacrifice to get it. That's the thing. Everybody knows that Jesus and what he said and what he did was phenomenal, but everybody doesn't want to serve him because you're going to have to suffer. You're going to have to die to yourself. People don't want it. But here's the thing that's ironic. If you choose the devil, you're going to have to suffer. If people want the riches, or let's not even just talk about riches, just say superficial acclaim, celebrated in this life, getting on the gigs, getting in the circles, everything that's celebrated, you know, in today's pop culture, you know what I'm saying? For you to get into those circles and environments and have the resources and get the networks and gigs and all of that, you're going to have to compromise what you really believe and stand for and suffer so that you can receive the superficial or all of the stuff that they want you to promote, how they want you to do it. You don't have freedom. So you're going to have to suffer and give up your freedom to become a servant anyway. But you're serving a system that is then using you to put more people into bondage because it's all about the money. It's all about the numbers. It's not about authenticity. It's not about truth. It's not about honesty. It's about trends. And it's all driven by the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. It is, the love of money is the root of all evil. The thing that's in that is there's opportunity for marketers, brands, you know, companies to make money off of the lust of your flesh. It's much easier for us to succumb to pleasures and the desires of our flesh than it is to deny ourselves, to discipline ourselves and do what's right. That's going against the wave or the current. You know, when you're talking about practicing, sitting down, studying, sitting down, analyzing and seeking wise counsel instead of just doing stuff based on impulse, that's going against the current. You know, if you really want excellence, it's going to require discipline. But everybody is not disciplined. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's hard. So for you to stand for integrity and stand for truth, or want to stand for truth, you're going to be in the minority. But at the same time, it's those people who are of the minority who are the ones that get stolen from, who get ripped off. They will take the various qualities that we have and they'll present it in a fashion that just has a little bit of potency. And then they will sell it to their audience that doesn't know any better. So when they present something a little different, it's like, man, that's exotic, that's interesting. I want that. But the thing about it, they're ripping off an original. That's the elephant. That's the elephant right there. It's not about color. It's about motive. It's about what's in the soul and heart of a person, the intention of a person. You can be evil no matter what color you are in terms of having evil intentions. You can see an opportunity and take advantage of somebody when they don't have the foresight of what you're doing. You know, that's been happening. Colonialists, slavery, Africans had slaves. But like I said, it's a lot to unpack here, but I had to put it out there. I had to say it. This is the elephant in the room. So what's the takeaway? What you gonna do with that information? It's really on you. I just wanted you to be aware when it comes to authenticity, being organic, having that thing, or being the one. Just realize the source, first and foremost, is God, and having a relationship with Him. All of the other things that come, you know, your works being celebrated by people, you know, that really doesn't matter. It's all about what you do with it. Are you just doing it just for money? Because if you do it just for money, then you'll just do whatever is based on the trend. But if you're doing it out of your love, respect, and reverence for God, then you're gonna stand on integrity. You're gonna create music that you know that is nourishing to the soul, that enriches the heart. And so that's what I want to talk about today. Leave me a comment. I'm sure I hit some stuff, you know, some pain points, some issues that you've been thinking about that's been in the back of your mind that you haven't spoken or been able to talk to people about, because everything is so superficial and surface. We don't get a chance to deal with these things. But leave me a comment and leave it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you click that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you can stay up to date when new videos are posted. This is Q, the Texas Tenor. Peace.